Look his face. He's dangerous.
He's special. The guy is special. Everything that could possibly be special about this guy is special. A guy like this is the type of guy that you love to watch and follow. The most special guy that I've ever come across.
Hello and welcome back to the Patrick McCorry Sports Show presented by Headrush. Today we have Eagle FC fighter Maki Pitolo. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, brother.
So let's go to before your UFC tenure and before Eagle FC. Was there a specific fight that got you into the UFC or a fighter, or were you always just an athlete?
Always just an athlete, but the one fight that got me in would be my Contender Series fight against Justin Sumner. That was the one that sealed the deal and let me in through the door.
And was there a fighter when you were just starting your MMA career that you looked up to?
Yeah, I definitely looked up to boxing-wise before I knew about MMA. It was Mike Tyson, just his aggressiveness in the game. And at that time, being a teenager, I was kind of like, that was the guy at the time that everybody feared. So I was like, oh, I want to be like that guy. So definitely Mike Tyson's big role. And then I started seeing MMA. And in the MMA world, one guy that I really love and his style is Chuck Liddell. That guy just always threw down, always left it in the ring. So that was another guy that I always looked up to and loved his style of fighting. Really gets the crowd on the edge of their seat.
Now, looking back at UFC tenure, obviously it didn't go the way you wanted to go, but are you glad you had that experience of having those losses and having the win and being cut? Are you glad you had that experience?
Oh, definitely. All experience is good experience to me. The losses, as long as you're learning and adjusting your skill type of thing, you're always going to be on the edge of the game. I feel like if I wasn't learning, if the experience was haunting to me and I couldn't shake it and I couldn't dust myself off and get back up, this game definitely wouldn't be for me. But it definitely is. I love the quote, fall down 5, dust myself off, get back up 6. You know, so that's the type of person I am. I have a never give up attitude. I love this game and I love the person it's created me to be, and the man I am today definitely wouldn't be here without the MMA competition and just my whole MMA journey in a whole. So yeah, all experience is good experience for me.
Now, obviously, you have been able to dust yourself off since you left or were cut from the UFC. You've gotten 2 wins. So looking back, you had the unanimous decision win. So what did you take away from that experience of winning again and stuff?
My biggest thing not this last one, but the Tough Enough that I main evented, that my biggest thing was finally feeling like the gyms that I was at, the practices that I was putting myself through, it finally grew on me. I've been in Las Vegas for a year and a half now, and everything's still new. It takes more than a year or so to get adjusted to the new place, the new coaches. So I feel like that was my real coming out party, coming out on that Tough Enough card and just being able to get ring time, being able to go up against another vet, definitely was exciting for me, and being able to utilize my coaches and the experience that I've been through, and just adjusting my martial arts techniques to the game plan that we had going in there was awesome.
Now, obviously, you know, on the 20th of May, you fought on Eagle FC, and the fight went about as perfectly as it possibly could have, right? Is that how you drew it up? Did you want to get the early finish?
It happened so early that it was more of a reaction type of thing, where I was looking for his reaction to my strike, seeing where he was going, see his position, kind of just throwing out things, feeling them out, getting my range down, and that little opening presented itself, and I took it ASAP. And it wasn't even meant to drop him, but he dropped from it, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this, and we're going with it.
And after the knockout, you kind of walked around the cage a little bit. What were you saying to the people around, the journalists and potentially Khabib?
I was just in my zone. I kind of was in my bag. You know, I was hyped from the win. I was excited. I know I was definitely screaming, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Looking for my wife. She's a queen. So I feel like she was the only one I really could hear, her and my boy Puna. And I was just kind of looking for those 2 guys, making my way around. I saw Kamaru Usman, Henry Cejudo, those guys. So I walked up to them and I just let them know, like, hey, I'm here. I was in my bag tonight. I got a little groove. I don't know if you saw, but I was doing the little Kamaru Usman side-to-side sway. And then seeing him there, I was like, dang, he's here. And then I just went there and I let him know, like, hey, I was in my zone today. You saw that flag? Let's go.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, you don't necessarily have to answer this, but who do you prefer as a president? Do you prefer Dana White or do you prefer Khabib?
It doesn't really matter to me as long as I'm getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And looking back at that fight in the preparation, right? Was that camp as perfect as it could have gone as well?
No, honestly, it wasn't the greatest camp. I went through a couple of injuries. I suffered a couple of cuts in the same exact spot. I took a couple cuts, one cut to my eye from my headbutt, and then it reopened consistently throughout camp. So that was another hard thing. I had maybe one sparring session throughout the camp. Kind of tweaked my back, but a lot of little nagging injuries that hindered me from doing all the proper work that I wanted to do. But I did get a lot of drilling in. I did keep up with my cardio, so that was the two main things that was on my mind. But going into the fight, I really trusted the process, that I did all the right things, all the right work to be able to stick to a game plan and be able to go in there and whatever opportunity presented itself, be able to finish the fight.
And the cut you mentioned, do you think if the fight had gone longer and the cut had opened up, do you think it would have had potential to have the fight stopped by the doctor? Was it that bad of a cut?
Yeah, definitely. It was still, today would make about 3 weeks old now, the cut. So it's definitely something that I was protecting. If you go ahead and watch the fight again, I carry my right hand way above my right eye because I really did want to protect it and keep it safe as much as I could throughout the fight. So thankfully it ended early and I didn't have to suffer a big explosion of a cut.
And I've seen on your Instagram and stuff, you seem to have a lot of focus on swimming. Is that what you do to, rest your mind and recover?
Yeah, it's a new program. It's called Deep End Fitness, and for me, it really focuses around CO2 tolerance, your performance mindset, how you deal with tons of stress. And I feel like the water is a great equalizer for me. It brings that out. It brings almost that little fight game out where all the chaos is hitting you at once, that little adrenaline dump, and just being able to deal with that and learn how to funnel it and focus in on the task at hand instead of worrying about, oh, my arms are dragging, oh, my legs are heavy, oh, I can't breathe. These are some things that you think about in a fight at times out of nowhere. You just think of these things. But swimming and definitely doing Deep End Fitness has helped me with that process of funneling all my focus in and being able to trust that everything that I've done correctly, and I'm ready for my opposition that's in front of me. And all I have to focus on is all the techniques that I've been working on and reacting to his movements and being able to finish any spot that I've been working on.
Now I want to talk about it's a thing I call it quick fire questions. It's short answers about not necessarily fighting, but also about you as a person. So
okay.
So do you have a favorite movie that you can just go back to and watch anytime?
My favorite movies sounds, because I have the kids as well, it's Kung Fu Panda, any of them.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite TV show that you like to watch?
Any type of anime or action. Vikings was a good one. Game of Thrones was a good one.
And now, do you have a favorite song? It could be your walkout song, but do you have a favorite song outside of the walkout song?
My walkout song is a good one, and then another good one that I like is Anything by Pop Smoke. Gets me hyped up and ready to go.
Do you have a favorite meal while you're in training camp? Obviously, when you're dieting and things.
Sushi is probably my favorite food of all time right now. I love it.
So would that be the same thing that you eat outside of camp as well? Would that be like a thing you just immediately reach for if you could have anything?
100%.
Have you ever had a funny interaction with a fan or a fighter, like outside of fighting, outside of an arena or anything?
Honestly, the funny thing that always gets me is people don't call me by my name. They don't call my name Maki. They just say coconut bombs, and that's probably the funniest thing. Every time I'm walking around, I hear somebody yelling out coconut bombs, and I turn and look, and that's probably the funniest thing at all times is everybody calling me not by my name, but by my fighter name.
Now, do you have a plan for when you want to get back into the ring, or not into the ring, into the octagon or cage?
I do want to get in. My last fight, during the fight, I didn't get any injuries, but when the ref pushed me off, I kind of tweaked my right hand a bit on my wrist. So I'm waiting for that to heal up, probably a month and a half before I can start punching again. I got a little fracture in a little bone inside my hand. That's why. So I'm sidelined for about a month and a half, and then after that, I'm looking to get back in.
And do you want to keep fighting with Eagle FC, or do you have any other?
Eagle FC would definitely be my first choice. I wanna see if they'll present me a multi-fight deal. If not, then we're looking to get back into the next big organization, UFC or even Bellator.
Bellator.
So my options, first, second, third would be Eagle FC first, UFC second, and then being able to get into Bellator third.
And is there a name in Eagle FC or the UFC or Bellator that you would just love to fight, around where you are right now?
Right now, I believe Andrew Sanchez fought for me. He would be an awesome fight to get with. I know the announcers were talking about that match as well. So I would be definitely open to that. Other than that, Rashad Evans would be another good one in the Eagle FC. I know he just won. So yeah, any of those two guys.
And what do you feel is the biggest difference? Obviously, UFC is the biggest show in the world, right? What's the biggest difference between fighting in the UFC and then fighting in a smaller promotion like Eagle FC?
Tell you the truth, Eagle FC took care of me just as good as UFC did, so I put them both on the same type of pedestal. Before this, my dream was always to get into the UFC, and now that I've been able to fight on all three organizations, they definitely all take care of the fighters, and it's just being able to go out there and focus on the top. Each fight is the same every time you step into the group fight.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Maki. That's all that I needed. I hope you have a great day and good luck in your upcoming fight. Maybe we can have another interview before your next fight. Have a great
day. Definitely, Patrick. Thank you so much. Aloha.
Have a great day.